This is Bill Sabo Sr. from Savannah, Georgia. Today's Tuesday, August the 10th, 2010. Hope you're all doing fine. Today I'd like to talk about what I think is 10 mistakes men and women make when picking their dream apartment. What about their security and safety? Looking for the right apartment can be a full-time job. Ideally, we want the first floor with a good view and a parking place right outside the front door. Hopefully, there will be a new flooring in all the rooms with new and clean carpeting, and all the rooms will have a fresh coat of paint. It is time consuming, but you must find the right apartment most of the time as soon as possible. Finding an apartment for the first time or the 10th time is exhilarating, it's exhausting, it's all of that, and oftentimes we'll forget about safety and security issues that might come up once are moved in. It's always a good idea to make out a list of safety and security issues to check out before moving in. Avoid making these listed mistakes that could lead to a burglary or in your apartment, or an aggravated assault on yourself, your family, or others. What I find are the following. Number one, always examine the structure and security of all exterior doors before moving in. They should all have a spy hole to view who's at the door when someone's knocking on the other side. You don't want to open up the door to someone and then find out it was a big mistake. Number two, determine that the door has a deadbolt and it's shut securely. The door should not have any gaps around the edges. This would allow someone with a crowbar to pry the door open rather easily. Number three, always ask the landlord if the locks have been changed since the last tenant moved out. If the locks are not changed, you or the landlord should change the locks and get new keys. Otherwise, you run the risk of the previous tenant entering your apartment at any time of day or night, either to rob or assault you. Even if they return the keys to the landlord, they could have made duplicates. So that's something that's very important. Number four, don't forget to notice the lighting situation both outside near the parking lot and inside in the interior hallways that lead to your apartment. Poorly illuminated areas are hiding grounds for criminals. Don't forget to ask the landlord, number five, don't forget to ask the landlord about the other possible troublemaker tenants. It would be good to ask if there are any potential problem neighbors. And here I would say a word to the wise should be sufficient. If they tell you about problem neighbors and troublemaker tenants nearby, you might want to go to the next place. Number six, don't forget to examine the phone lines from your apartment. Actually call the 911 number, the emergency number, and see if it works. You can always tell a dispatcher you're doing a test. There's no emergency. You're just checking the phone line. Then later, when you need the police called out on a prowler complaint, a domestic problem, or even complaints about loud music or other disturbances, you know for sure that the phone line works. This is terribly important. Number seven, check and see if there are any installed alarm systems for the exterior doors and windows throughout the apartment. There are several reasonably priced alarms you can install yourself on the doors and windows that will produce a loud sound if tampered with. You must be prepared ahead of time by purchasing these safety and security devices before you move into the new apartment. And make sure you use fresh batteries in these security devices. Number 8, if you are a single female, do not put your full name on your mailbox. This is a big mistake, since by doing this you are letting the world know that you are a woman living by yourself. Just use your first initial and last name, and it won't let anyone know if you're a male or a female. Number 9, if at all possible, move into an apartment that does allow for dogs. Perhaps you do not own a dog, but when you move in you might consider getting one. Even a small dog barking is a critical deterrent to a criminal thinking of breaking into your apartment for whatever reason. They have no idea that they busted in as a small dog, and they could overwhelm them, but the barking is a deterrent. Number 10, avoid moving into and living in an apartment without bringing any non-lethal self-defense security weapons. I believe every man or woman should have either pepper spray or a stun gun for personal protection, especially if living alone. Either of these self-defense weapons will incapacitate a criminal, giving you enough time to get away and to get help. These items are not expensive and are invaluable to you, especially when you need them the most. And it's always better to have them and not need them than to one day need them and not have them. Now, moving into an apartment can be a real adventure for a young man, young woman, or an elderly person just getting out on their own. If these mistakes are not made and due diligence is taken in using necessary safety precautions, it should be a good overall experience. My heartfelt point is, please be safe out there and get to the place where you feel safe now. Again, my name is Bill Sabo Sr. I am your crime prevention guy from Savannah, Georgia. And by the way, to save 20% on your next purchase, please use coupon number 201 at the website when purchasing your products. Please visit my website, www.feel, that's F-E-E-L, safe, that's S-A-F-E, now, N-O-W.com. That's feelsafenow.com. Check it out. I think you'll be pleased with what you see there, and I think it'll help you and your family and your friends considerably in the future. Y'all have a good day and a good week. Goodbye.